Welcome back to Soccer Scoop. Today, we're diving into the Premier League manager's suspension tracker for the 2024-25 season. Managers face suspensions after accumulating yellow and red cards, with stricter rules than players. Here are the latest disciplinary standings for every Premier League manager. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for your daily football fix. Let's dive in. Number 1. Mikel Arteta. Arsenal's coach, Mikel Arteta, known for his fiery touchline behavior, received 5 bookings last season, leading to a suspension for the December match at Villa Park. Acknowledging the negative image it created, Arteta has since made efforts to tone down his antics and has avoided yellow cards so far this season. Number 2. Unai Emery. Aston Villa's manager, Unai Emery, known for his animated gestures, was booked twice in the 2023-24 season for his enthusiastic interactions with his players. His energetic style, sometimes seen as ill-discipline, led to yellow cards during comebacks against Everton and Wolverhampton Wanderers. Number 3. Andoni Iraola. Andoni Iraola, Bournemouth's manager since summer 2023, has faced high tensions in the Premier League. Despite a calm playing career with over 500 appearances and only 1 red card, Iraola was booked twice last season for waving imaginary yellow cards. His frustration peaked after a denied stoppage-time winner against Newcastle in August, calling it his most frustrating touchline experience. Number 4. Thomas Frank. Brentford's manager, Thomas Frank, experienced a heart rate spike to 108 BPM during a VAR review in the 2022-23 season, up from 60 BPM pre-game. His pulse likely rose again after disputing a decision in a 3-1 loss to Spurs in September. Despite occasional outbursts, Frank acknowledges the challenges referees face, noting, "Referees are human, they make mistakes." Number 5. Fabian Hürzeler. Brighton's manager, Fabian Hürzeler, has shown a fiery side since arriving in England. He was booked during a 2-2 draw with Arsenal in August and later sent off for unacceptable behavior in a match against Nottingham Forest. Hürzeler left his technical area to confront the referee after a harsh tackle on João Pedro, resulting in both the Forest player and Hürzeler receiving red cards. Number 6. Enzo Maresca. Enzo Maresca, Chelsea's manager, received his first Premier League booking during a chaotic match against Bournemouth in September, where a record 14 yellow cards were issued. Referee Anthony Taylor's decisions led to his temporary removal from officiating. Maresca, who had more bookings than goals and assists during his time at West Bromwich Albion, will need to keep an eye on both his and his players' discipline. Number 7. Oliver Glasner. Crystal Palace's manager, Oliver Glasner, acknowledges his impatience as both a strength and a weakness. This trait helped the team avoid relegation last season, but also led to yellow cards in consecutive weeks against Manchester United and Wolves. This season, Glasner has managed to stay out of the referee's books so far, embracing his imperfections with the mindset, "I don't want to be perfect." Number 8. Sean Dyche. Everton's manager, Sean Dyche, known for his passionate demeanor, questioned the fairness of his impending ban after receiving 3 yellow cards last season. Dyche, who once nearly clashed with Liverpool's Jurgen Klopp during a heated match in January 2021, emphasized his belief in fighting to win, stating, "We are allowed to try and win." His passion is undeniable, even if it sometimes leads to disciplinary issues. Number 9. Marco Silva. Fulham's manager, Marco Silva, has earned a reputation as the Premier League's bad boy manager, accumulating 6-figure fines over the past 2 years. Stricter touchline behavior protocols have been challenging for Silva, who finds it almost impossible to stay still. His outspoken nature has led to multiple punishments, including 2 bookings for dissent early this season. Number 10. Kieran McKenna. Ipswich Town's manager, Kieran McKenna, rarely loses his temper, though he admits there's a family tendency for it. He emphasizes the importance of emotional control in modern management, especially with younger players. McKenna's calm approach has been key during Ipswich's back-to-back promotions. It remains to be seen if the Premier League will test his composure. Number 11. Steve Cooper. Leicester City's manager, Steve Cooper, received his first yellow card of the season in a 2-1 defeat to Aston Villa. Frustrated with referee David Coote, Cooper remarked that everyone in the stadium would have been booked if possible. After his sacking from Nottingham Forest and subsequent appointment at Leicester, Cooper criticized Premier League officials as being behind the curve compared to the world's best, acknowledging that it's a part of the modern game that's out of his control. Number 12. Arne Slot. Arne Slot, Liverpool's new manager, contrasts sharply with his predecessor, Jurgen Klopp. Known for his calm demeanor, Slot has avoided bookings this season and doesn't engage in post-game fist pumps or extensive dialogues with officials. His quiet confidence marks a distinct change from Klopp's emotional style, which once led to a hamstring injury during a confrontation with a fourth official. Number 13. Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola's touchline antics are well known, with the passionate Manchester City manager often displaying intense emotions. He's been seen throwing water bottles, raging at the crowd, and even dropping to his knees during counter-attacks. Despite acknowledging his outbursts as ridiculous, Guardiola's intensity remains a key part of his style. Recently, he booted his chair in frustration during a 2-2 draw with Arsenal in September and was booked after John Stones' 98th-minute equalizer. Number 14. Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag, Manchester United's head coach, received more yellow cards last season than any of his centre-backs. His frustration peaked after a narrow defeat to Arsenal, where he confronted referee Craig Pawson over controversial decisions. Despite still lamenting that match months later, Ten Hag has avoided bookings and references to that incident this season. Number 15. Eddie Howe. Newcastle United's assistant coach, Jason Tindall, known as Mad Dog, was booked for taking a ball off a cone during a 2-1 win over Wolves in September, as only players can restart the game. Eddie Howe, more restrained than Tindall, was booked just once in the 2023-24 season and humorously remarked that it felt quite a nice feeling to get a booking again. Number 16. Nuno Espirito Santo. Nottingham Forest's focus on officiating has intensified, with accusations against referee Stuart Atwell last season. Head coach Nuno Espirito Santo, usually passive-aggressive, was involved in a touchline melee during a 2-2 draw with Brighton in September. Despite his assistant's defense, the Premier League deemed Nuno's behavior unacceptable, leading to his ban from Forest's match against Fulham. Brighton's Fabian Herzler was also sent off in the same incident, triggered by a red card tackle from Morgan Gibbs-White. Number 17. Russell Martin. Russell Martin, known for his calm demeanor during his playing days with Norwich City, has carried that composure into his managerial career at Southampton. Despite his efforts to maintain a calm mind through various techniques like meditation and cold water swimming, Martin briefly lost his cool during a 3-0 defeat to Manchester United in September, frustrated by his team's performance after a missed penalty by Cameron Archer. Number 18. Ange Postecoglou. Ange Postecoglou, Tottenham's manager, received his first yellow card during a 4-1 loss to Chelsea in November 2023 and felt embarrassed about it. He prides himself on respecting referees and avoiding controversy. Despite not being a fan of VAR, he humorously described himself as an old man shouting at the clouds. Number 19. Julen Lopetegui. In stark contrast to the steely glare David Moyes offered from the dugout, Julen Lopetegui is a perpetual ball of energy on the touchline. A twitching blur of shouts and shuffles, the former Wolves and Sevilla boss spends each set of 90 minutes constantly bellowing instructions at his players. There is plenty of room for Lopetegui's touchline routine at the spacious London Stadium, and he has so far avoided any punishment from the Premier League's officials. The former goalkeeper didn't have a spotless disciplinary record during his playing career. Despite almost exclusively serving as second or third choice at Barcelona, Lopetegui managed to earn 2 red cards in 10 appearances for the Catalan Giants. Number 20. Gary O'Neill. Gary O'Neill's frustration with Premier League officials has been evident throughout his time in the top flight. After dealing with questionable decisions at Bournemouth, his first season with Wolves was marred by VAR controversies, leading the club to vote, unsuccessfully, for its removal. This season, O'Neill's relationship with referees hasn't improved, as he was booked twice in August while his team struggled with a winless start. Thanks for watching Soccer Scoop. If you enjoyed today's ranking of the Premier League Manager Suspension Tracker for the 2024-25 season, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more exciting football content. See you next time.